artist Lisa DeHart here, 3 Minutes with a Maine Guide, and today I'm gonna partner up with my very talented husband, and we're gonna show you how we made these tent stakes for my fire hiking tent. I love that tent, but I've said from the start that the tent stakes that come with it are junk. I can say that because nobody pays me for anything. And they're just way too short. They don't have the crook in the end. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to get together with Jeff and we're going to show you how we made these really good tent stakes that keep it taut, in a storm, and they don't fail. So they're roughly 11 inches long, 12 inches with the crook. It's 5/16 aluminum dowel that it's made out of. And some of the key features that I really like that Jeff puts in this is the crook, because when this goes in at a 45-degree angle from your tent line, which is going that way, I stick my boot on there and I sink it to the ground till the ground is just like that. It's touching both sides. And so because of that, it's very rare that that tent line trapped between the ground and the crook of the tent stake comes out. It just doesn't. The other really nice thing I like that Jeff DeHart did with this is he cold compressed the point. He pounded it flat, put a nice point on it. Aluminum is soft, and rather than have the end mushroom with pounding it into the ground, he's already compressed it in a controlled way by flattening it out and putting the point on it. I really like that. So we're going to show you how to make that.
Hi, I'm Jeff DeHart, and I'm going to tell you about the tools and materials I used to make the tent stakes that Lisa introduced. First thing is a 3-foot 5/16 aluminum dowel. You want that particular size because the smaller ones are going to bend and the larger ones will not produce a tent stake. They're too hard to bend. I use a tape measure for measuring it, 1 foot long. I use a hacksaw for cutting it off. It's soft metal, so almost any blade will do. I use a file for finishing off the rough parts, the little things that stick out. I use a hammer for forging the pointed end. While I'm forging, I wear safety glasses. And these are 3 different types of anvils that I use for forging that point. This is a sledgehammer. It needs to be anchored into something, not just sitting. But you pound on one side, you give it a quarter turn, you pound on another side, you check it for being straight, and you keep pounding, and it takes a while. You can also do it on a large bench vise. This is not a large bench vise, but if you have a large bench vise, you can do it, you can pound it on the anvil part of that. If you don't have that, you can use an old junk axe and drive it into a stump and pound on the back end of that. You can see that this is my pounding axe. Chalk it up in a vise. Find your mark you just made.
Well, it didn't take long to cut.
It's aluminum.
So that's just taking the burrs off it from cutting it.
Yeah, you don't want to get cut. They can be sharp.
So now we got the junk axe driven in the stump. And now what's next, Jeff?
Now we forge the point.
Do you always start with the point?
I always start with the point, yes. Because I don't want the hook getting in the way. It's not straight on it. It's a sliding blow. Because you want to draw that out. You see it bend a little bit, so And this is cold forging soft metals tends to harden them. If you heat them, it anneals them. We want to harden this point.
So that wasn't in time, but boy, it didn't take long. Can you turn it, Jeff, and just show them? Okay, so there's the 4 sides. Now we're just going to finish it up.
Yeah, I'm going to put a point on it with a file.
So we're back over to the little vise, and we're just going to put the point on it with the file. Boy, you can see the shavings coming right off it. What do? Do one side and then quarter turn, one side, quarter turn?
Yes, one side quarter turn, and it's a steep angle, as you can see. It's not the same angle that I forged. It's a steep angle to give it a blunt point, but a point. A blunt point stays sharper.
So I hope this turns out to be a good winter project for you. Stay tuned for part 2 where we put the hook on the end of it. I'm Lisa DeHart, and you've just spent 3 minutes with a Maine Guide.